Well, let's discuss this menace further as we are being joined by Dr. Hope Omezia, who specializes in rehabilitating drug addicts in the society. Doctor, very warm welcome to Newsnight. This is quite depressing. You know, fermented urine, donkey urine, lizard, waste and the rest. They've gone psycho or something?
Well, it's unfortunate where we find ourselves today. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. The news today, it's quite not just depressing, but it's distressing. In 2017, a research was carried out by the UNODC, NDLA, and other MDAs. And it was found that about 14 million of our youths are indulging in drug abuse. And top of that is marijuana. Now, over the years, we've seen young people try to innovate into other non-conventional substances that they abuse. And so today you can have a 5-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, just stay in the comfort of their homes and get high on substances that can be gotten within the confines of their homes. So it's not until a young person steps out of the house that he or she has access to these substances anymore.
A 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, who would they have copied? Where would they have copied that from? Let's not
forget that this 9-year-old, 10-year-old, they attend schools, they attend public gatherings, church gatherings, mosque gatherings. As a matter of fact, Dr. Hope sitting here with you today was a user. I didn't get it, at the age of 11 years, I started to use. Okay, so, and I got into this from a religious gathering. Okay, so that's why it's important that we must begin to, instead of crying about this, crying woe about this, we must begin to gear policies and programs, okay, that are targeted at different age groups and different target group population in preventing drug abuse. At the same time, it is becoming more important now to also look at treating those who suffer addiction. As you said, you're asking if these people are already gone psycho. Sincerely, I've always said it, addiction is a mental illness. But it may not be proper to say, oh, they are psycho, because that may be stigmatizing in a sense. But then, they have a challenge. It's a sickness, a disease. It's the same way somebody has malaria, which is recurrent. It's the same way somebody has diabetes and hypertension. Now, every person always wants to avoid pain, create pleasure, and increase pleasure. These three things, these three reasons, are top among why people take to drugs. Because there is nobody who just sit down and start taking drugs. There are reasons why. Either a peer is saying, do this, it will get you pleasure, or it will increase pleasure, or it will help you escape pain. And because young people, while growing up, they try to seek identity. They have identity crisis. And so at home, everything the young person is trying to say in the house, you ask the boy to shut up. All his opinion doesn't matter in the house. But it comes to the school where there is a group, a gang, who he is able to identify with. He's able to say, oh, this is how to talk in now, this is how to drag our trouser down, nyash level thing, or sagging of our jeans. And so they kind of buy into it. So he finds identity in them, and they begin to believe in what they sell to him. So if this boy has a depressing situation or an emotional problem, he's going to turn to his gang that honors and respects his opinion. So parents must begin to look at respecting the opinions, creating a safe haven for our children to communicate in the house. We must respect them, not just to love them. We must begin to respect them so that when an individual say, come and take codeine, so that you will stop being depressed, you get it off your head, the problems in your head. He's able to come home and say, Mom, a friend said this to me. Dad, a friend said this to me. That way, again, we're also able to identify early signs that can tell us that this person is beginning to use drugs. Okay, so, well, I think maybe beyond the scope of this publication, time to discuss all of these issues on how to identify early signs among young people, especially for parents and guardians. So, but yes, it's a mental illness, and we must begin to appreciate that it is worse than some other pandemics that we are scared of. Drug abuse is a bigger monster.
Yeah, are we doing enough, into schools and the rest in religious organizations to bring this danger, to enlighten particularly the youth, about the dangers of getting involved in this kind of unhealthy vocation?
Yeah, you see, the question we have to divide again into two: who is not doing enough, or who is doing enough? Is it the government? Is it the people? Now, this is not a problem that the government alone can sit down and solve. The community has a role to play. The families they have roles to play. The individuals too have roles to play. So now, for the government, thankfully, you just showed us how the NDLA in Osun State and in Borno State are doing a lot of work. They won't just happen to discover that young people are beginning to take fermented urine and then other substances that are not conventional if they were not actually going into homes, into places to create this awareness and to get on top of this matter. So for us, we have Bobama Roa, for example, who has been on top of this issue, and I'm sure he's not playing with it. And even the drug dealers know that it is not business as usual for them. Now, why the government is doing this, the community must also do their best in ensuring that we can organize. You don't have to wait for government to organize awareness programs in your communities. We have chiefs, traditional rulers, who have communication specialists, the people that go and tell the people on what the chief, the town crier. So they can organize programs for the youth where town crier, announces this program and they come. If you gather, my organization has been, started this again this last year, December, in two communities, Sumba community and Nyanya community, in partnership with the chiefs in these villages, and they went out, called their youth to come out for this program, and we've been engaging them. And it's not a one-off program. We intend to have, we're having 2 clinical psychologists in each of these locations where young people can walk into the venue and in the community and get therapy. And so they will be engaged for 3 days in a week. It's not every one of them that will be able to come to our facility, the rehab center, even to afford. Some don't even have transport to come there. So you see, so that's why we're taking it down to, so it's not, I'm not government, for example. So individuals like me can take the challenge to say we must make our society a better place. This is our country, is our nation. Now
tell me, the level of rehabilitation, somebody who's gone overboard and the rest, how well equipped are the rehabilitation centers with experts and the rest and the facilities when we hear of this medical or health workers' emigration to other climes?
Well, we are private practitioners, for example, and then we are able to collect the specialists that we need to deliver on the quality of service we wish to. Now, in our facility, you need a consultant psychiatrist, which we have. You need clinical psychologists, you need medical doctors, you need mental health nurses, you need counselors and other management staff. Now, gone are the days where you hear that a rehab center is characterized by people suffering, non-specialists are attending to them. They are chained, they are beaten, they are starved, they've not bathed since morning, you see flies everywhere. In our facility, our patients sleep under air condition. They have gym and game facility. They are not necessarily locked up in a building and they don't come out. No, they have exercise time and all. They are engaged in therapy sessions, group therapy sessions and individual therapy sessions daily.
What's the risk of violence?
Well, you see, that's another thing which we need to also break that myth. So in the past, again, we've always perceived that somebody who takes drugs is a violent person. And then I rather want to say that the person is unstable. And these unstable moments are momentary.
But somebody who is on drugs, can that person be really steady? They are not steady.
They have their sobriety.
We've heard that even these drugs, fuel the criminality in the society.
Yeah, the person who takes drugs, does not take the drugs all the time. He probably doesn't take it every day. And so if you actually live with this person, you realize that there are days maybe he doesn't have the cash to buy. Maybe he couldn't get the drug on that particular day. He may be sober. He may even tell you, I need help. There are people who've gone out to pick from the streets, gone out to pick with NDLA from uncompleted buildings and get them treated in our facility. They actually called for help. There are people like that has gotten help. In the other instance, there are those who don't have insights to their problem, and they tell you they don't have need for help. And so families may bring them involuntarily for treatment. Now, while they begin to get therapy, they are being psychoeducated about their problem and they begin to gain insight. They appreciate that they are in the facility for the help they have much needed.
Thanks so very much. No better place for you to drop the anchor there. Hope Omezia, our guests on News Nights today. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right.